Actors in some of Hollywood's biggest blockbuster movies like Terminator Genesis and Fantastic Four get their sculpted looks with the help of a trainer with strong New Orleans ties. Tonight, that trainer is back, and he is sharing how his journey to the top didn't come before he hit rock bottom in New Orleans. Many people are familiar with Hollywood heavy hitters like Sylvester Stallone, Jamie Foxx, and The Rock.
I'm loading this camera.
Still holding traffic, stand by.
With motion picture film.
But not many know of the Louisiana link.
About the camera operators in the car, you got your ears in?
Behind the scenes for years that's helped them prepare for their big movie roles. This is that connection, former New Orleans resident Aaron Williamson. Over the past 7 years, a former U.S. Marine Corps veteran has become the go-to fitness trainer and nutrition consultant for movie stars in Hollywood. We first introduced you to him in 2011 when the bodybuilder was starting out his fitness training business for locals and Hollywood industry clients filming in New Orleans. Then in 2015, he moved to Los Angeles. Now he's back in NOLA in a new role.
Without New Orleans, I don't know where my life would be right now.
Right now, he's riding a wave of success in the Hollywood industry. These days, a former New Orleans trainer known for getting the bodies of celebrities ripped is transitioning to go in front of the camera. Over the past several years, he's appeared in a number of movies, working as a stuntman and acting in others. This time, he's acting in a recurring role for the first season of The Purge television series.
I started training a lot of producers and directors who encouraged me to think about it, getting in front of the camera because of my look, my presence. So I got an acting coach.
In 2015, he started auditioning for television and movie productions. The roles so far are small, but he's off to a good start.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good to see you.
Local close friends are thrilled for him.
I am very happy for him. I see him overcoming things and in spite of the things that he's gone through in his life.
She's right on how far he's come. His life reads like a Hollywood script. When we first shared his story in 2011, the former U.S. Marine spoke of the challenges of transitioning from military to civilian life. But there was another dark chapter he didn't share publicly as he began fitness training. Many didn't know he was in the midst of a dire financial situation. He filed for bankruptcy and was living out of his car. It's why this trip back to New Orleans is so emotional.
It was tough, but here I am. It's right down here where this white building is, right where those two little trees are.
We walked a few minutes away from the gym to the spot where he slept nightly in his car.
Sit there and think about everything I've been through.
That tragic chapter began a year after he moved to New Orleans in 2009. A promised job offer fell through. Then a series of setbacks out of his control made matters worse.
It left me struggling, and along that struggle, I met some bad people who just made the struggle a lot harder, which ultimately put me in the place where I lost everything I had.
It was during that period of homelessness he found his inspiration to keep pursuing his fitness business goals. His motivation, fellow Marines who never made it home.
Some people I was close with don't even have that option of doing that, you know. It's this whole journey is just very emotional for me.
He says it was his perseverance on that journey that led to a meeting with actor Zac Efron. One day, Efron walked into the gym, and he looked up there and he saw a military fitness-style poster of Aaron Williamson on the wall. What Williamson didn't know back then was that his life was about to take a big turn for the better. That chance encounter was Williamson's entrance into the television and movie industry in Hollywood South. He was hired as a consultant for the actor on the movie The Lucky One.
To teach him how to walk like a Marine, how a Marine would talk, how a Marine would approach a certain situation.
Word spread quickly about Williamson, and he says the calls kept coming.
I'm living in my car and I have nothing. And then out of the blue, I get a call from Sylvester Stallone, someone who I grew up watching with Rocky and Rambo, and he's an icon. So that was surreal to me. You know, you're on the phone and you're just, what? How is this happening?
It was a snowball effect, and other big names started hiring him. It helped him become financially stable again. Now, 8 years after we first met Williamson, he is no longer a novice in the TV and film industry. His fitness knowledge has earned him the reputation as a go-to trainer for clients in need of a healthy, rapid physique transformation, especially for movies. With his skills, he helped actor Josh Brolin gain 30 pounds and then lose 28 pounds in less than 3 weeks for the movie Old Boy. He was also the engineer behind this bulked-up, lean look for 61-year-old actor J.K. Simmons in 2016.
He's very thorough, first of all. I mean, he really has a great knowledge of, training and nutrition.
Recently, Williamson joined Simmons in front of the camera in a small role in Simmons' Starz Channel TV series Counterpart. Simmons says Williamson has evolved into more than just a trainer and calls him a Hollywood triple threat.
A multi-talented, multi-threat guy out here in Hollywood, and starting to make a name for himself, not just as a trainer, but, doing stunts and getting some acting jobs now.
One of his many roles was on the movie Terminator Genisys. He played the refugee Terminator. Ironically, he says acting is helping him deal with issues dating back to his service as a U.S. Marine.
From a post-traumatic stress standpoint, acting has been huge for me in just being able to purge and release a lot of these deep-rooted, repressed emotions that I would never be able to deal with.
So far, the former New Orleans resident's acting credentials are quickly stacking up, from TV shows such as Unsolved, the murder of Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G., to the movie G.I. Joe Retaliation, all in just a few years. It's a long way from his rough start, but it's a story he now readily shares with others.
I use on my social media sometimes when I talk about from tragedy to triumph and how strong you have to be to just keep going. And as long as you're mentally strong, you can pretty much get through anything.
He hopes his Hollywood success will serve as an inspiration to others to never give up on your dreams.
And he also says New Orleans will always be a special place for him, and he continues to give back, supporting great causes such as the Louisiana SPCA, which he stopped by while he was here and doing so many things.
Inspiring story he has,
It's incredible.
Can you imagine being homeless and then Sylvester Stallone calling you?
It's so surreal, but it just goes to prove that he's incredibly driven, and if you follow his steps, you can achieve your dreams.
Inspirational.